Bear Talk is produced by the Golden Bear Gazette, Mount Juliet High School's student newspaper. Hey everyone, welcome back to Bear Talk. I'm your host Z.
And I'm your host Everett. In today's episode, we'll be discussing some Thanksgiving topics and we'll be presenting Vocation featuring Mr. Quizer and Mr. White with Marzella and Bella, and a session of Club Highlights featuring Criminal Justice with Marzella. Thanksgiving break is next week. What are you most thankful for this past year, Marzella?
Your mom.
Oh, cool. Didn't see that one coming.
I know, I really threw you for a loop. But on a real note, I'd say bagels right now.
Bagels?
I'm in my bagel phase again,
Bagels
and I'm
are
loving
good.
it.
I had a bagel this morning.
Oh, well, lucky you. I'm out of bagels.
What do you eat on your bagels?
I can eat them raw. I can eat them
Ugh.
untoasted. I can eat them toasted with cream cheese. I can eat them toasted with butter. I can eat them on a steak, a chicken. I don't care. I just love bagels.
That sounds gross.
Yeah, what are you thankful for?
What am I thankful for? That's a good question.
It is a good question.
I'm thankful for myself and all the things that made me the way I am.
I'm thankful that you're so humble.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. What are you doing on your break?
I'm actually not sure. My dad mentioned something about going to Gatlinburg. So
Cool,
hopefully
fun.
we'll get snowboard or ice skate or something like that.
That's awesome. I've never been to the slopes up there.
Up there or in general?
Up there.
So where do you go to the slopes?
I've been to North Carolina. I've been to Colorado.
Oh, what are your break plans?
My break plans?
Yeah.
I'll probably be working, and then I'll eat Thanksgiving with my grandmother and other
Oh
family.
my God, you're eating your grandmother for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, comma rules matter, guys.
That's right. Comma rules matter. Well, we want to hear what you're thankful for and what your plans are for your entire week off of school. See our Instagram story on MJ_BearTalk to tell us what you are thankful for this year.
So I have a problem.
I'm sure you do, but what's this one?
Well, I'm kind of stumped on what to get people for Christmas this year. Do you have any suggestions?
No, because I'm
Yeah.
also really bad at that.
I'm like the worst gift giver ever. Like,
Yeah.
I just do money in a card.
True, that's
can't
always
do
the
that.
best option, especially like since gas has gone up. That's probably what I'm going to do. Similar.
What does that have? Gas money and Christmas presents? What?
Gas money.
How's that related?
Because when I celebrate Christmas this year, and my aunt's like, "What do you want for Santa Claus?"
Oh,
I'm gonna be like, "I want Santa Claus to
I
give
want
me
a
gas
gallon
money."
of gas.
No, gas money.
Santa, give me a gallon of gas.
Anyways, do your friends like hard copy of music, like CDs, vinyls, and stuff like that?
Maybe.
Okay, well, for me personally, all my friends really like CDs, so I'm gonna get them like a CD book to put
That's
in
cute.
their car.
That's cute.
I know.
I got a little CD reader in my car, and I think it would be kind
A
of cool.
CD reader?
Yeah. What are they called?
I don't know, but I feel like that's just not right.
That is. I'm pretty sure that's right.
Okay.
CD player. Fine. CD player. And I think it'd be cool to just. I'll get myself that actually.
Okay, good for you.
Because I got a CD reader.
Why don't you just ask Santa Claus?
I will ask Santa Claus. All right, I'm gonna know.
Don't have to come at me like that, man.
I will.
I didn't
Okay,
know that was a sensitive topic. I did go to BAM, and they had like all kinds of little
BAM.
knick-knack. Books a Million.
Oh, sorry, I'm not.
You don't know the
lingo.
slang?
I'm not up on the lingo.
Oh my God, you're just an
BAM.
L7 weenie. Anyways, they have like all kinds of
Animals do
little
that.
trinkets and tinkets and little fun
Yeah?
toys and stuff that would be great stocking stuffers.
Do you know what is a good gift idea though? A senior ad in the yearbook for a senior friend, or buying yourself a yearbook.
Whoop. If you haven't gotten a yearbook yet, you're going to want one. There are many things that you will remember about this year, and there are many things that make this year memorable.
As you make memories this year and celebrate life with friends, we encourage you to always remember by purchasing a 2023 yearbook.
Current prices are only $95 plus tax. Please visit room B118 to get yours today. Buy a yearbook!
Make the most of it.
Remember all of it.
The Golden Leaf.
I'm here with the Criminal Justice Club if you guys want to introduce yourself.
Great, I'm Caitlin Stake, and I'm the president of Criminal Justice Club.
I'm Takara, and I'm a member.
I'm Ella, and I'm the CSI captain.
I'm Mr. Tyrone White. I'm the criminal justice teacher and advisor to the Criminal Justice Club.
So, Mr. White, how did you get started with the Criminal Justice Club?
Well, this is something we started my first year 3 years ago. And there were a group of students who were interested in criminal justice and social issues, and they came together and we began to do things in the community, and then we began to enter competitions associated with things that people do in law enforcement.
And what got you interested in wanting to join Criminal Justice Club?
My 8th grade teacher told me that I would be a pretty good investigator. And so I kind of followed that and fell in a rabbit hole. And then I saw an article about Caitlin in the FBI Academy, and I learned there was a club. And I was like, when I get into high school, I'm going to do this. And then I found them at Club Rush.
Good for you. And now the FBI Academy, what does that consist of?
That was a 9-day program that essentially one student from each state gets selected, and we go to Quantico, Virginia, at the FBI Academy and do a bunch of leadership stuff, cool law enforcement things, travel around DC. And this was a program that I discovered through Mr. White, and at first I was definitely not going to do this. This is not for me. I'm joining the military. Criminal justice is not it. And then I got to look more into it, and I Googled it, did my own research on it, and I could see the stories of past students that had gone, and they seemed really touched by it, and that they learned a lot. So I went back to Mr. White and I was like, hey, I'd actually like to revise that. Can we do this? And so we were off to the races then, and I got in, and it was a really great experience, and I recommend it to anybody who's interested.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm glad you got to experience that. And what are some of the things that you do in Criminal Justice Club?
Well, I'm in mock trial, and we do a lot of competitions, and I know CSI does a lot of competitions. We have meetings on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and that just consists of going over rules for law maybe one day, or something that CSI has coming up. And then I'm the event organizer, so we do a lot of fun stuff each month. So we do food parties or go ice skating. We just do fun stuff.
Yeah, so to kind of build off of that, so we're a club, 1 part criminal justice and 2 part community service. So one day is more based for our competitions. So that's the time we'll break up. We'll discuss, here's what this competition is doing for this day. So we're broken up into technically 3 branches. So we have mock trial, which is our biggest branch, and they do the most. They are constantly working and constantly studying. And then second, we have our criminal justice club or criminal justice branch, and that's more you're in the shoes of a law enforcement officer, and how do you respond to calls, things like that. And then you have CSI, which is crime scene investigation, and which is how the proper procedures for responding to a crime scene, and how you process the crime scene. So one day we'll focus more on our community service aspect. So right now we're working on Toys for Tots, and we've just been approved for that. So hopefully we'll get the boxes in and people can start donating soon. So keep a lookout for that. Bring in some Barbies and Hot Wheels, and then the other day we're doing competition stuff.
Yeah, I was just about to ask, what are some of the things that we can donate for Toys for Tots?
Oh, any kind of toy that's been they like it to be new toys, so don't bring in stuff that has Sharpies written all over the doll's face. So if it's lightly used and still nice and good condition, it's acceptable. But preferably be new toys. Don't spend a whole bunch of money, but bring them in and you'll get community service hours. So cool.
In addition to community service hours, we have 4 of our members that are at the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations today. They're doing job shadowing all day long. Last year we had 4 of our students were accepted to do internships with the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, which is a federal agency like the FBI. And we also have 2 of our students that are going to see autopsies on December 3rd, because what people don't realize is that those that do autopsies are actually part of law enforcement. They collect the evidence off of a body, and they present that in court in terms of manner and cause of death. So we have 2 of our members that will have that experience.
Mr. White, you've had a background in criminal justice. What did that look like for you?
I'm ashamed to say what I did because it's going to sound wrong, but I bought and sold drugs. I worked undercover, okay? And so my job was to get next to people that were putting poison, if you will, out in the street that compromised the well-being and health of people. So I was very passionate about the work that I did. But I also decided that there was much more to life than, locking people up. And so education became a very nice segue for me to feel like I could make a difference on the front end.
It's really cool.
So just going off of that, how does someone get involved into the criminal justice field?
There are a variety of different ways. The fastest track for students is to think about working in corrections right out of high school, because you can work in a jail right out of high school at 18. You cannot be a police officer. Usually that's reserved to someone beyond 21 years because of the liability issues of giving someone a gun and not really being mature to handle those responsibilities. However, for those that are really wanting to get right at it, you can become a military police right out of high school, and that's at 18. And so for those that really want to fast track it, I recommend that. But even they will be screened very heavily and have to take a battery of psychological tests to make sure that they're mentally and emotionally fit to do that kind of work.
What is some advice you would give to someone who's interested in joining like a criminal justice kind of career?
It's an exciting area because people think it's just about, locking people up. I mean, we have analysts, we have psychologists, we have engineers, a variety of different people that have a variety of different specialties. Most of the more advanced educational requirements come into play when people are working for federal agencies like the FBI, DEA, ATF. But if you want to get on the ground level, local law enforcement, becoming an auxiliary officer, all of those are great options. And I'm always happy to talk to anybody that thinks they may be remotely interested in it. Come see me, B107.
What was your favorite part about that job and also your biggest challenge?
When I worked undercover?
Yes.
The favorite part was pretending to be somebody else, and sometimes just having a difficult time believing that people didn't have a clue as to what I was doing. That really was sometimes entertaining, how stupid criminals can be.
I was going to say, how naive. Yeah.
Right. And so that was probably one of the highlights, gave me a lot of humor at some points. One of the biggest challenges, though, was realizing that, the impact that some of these people had in a negative way on people that were in the community, especially children that were impacted by parents that were involved in this kind of activity.
Now, were there any cases that were life-changing for somebody in a positive way? So you busted them or whatever, but they changed their life around?
There was one individual. He ended up working as an informant with us. And he was pretty good at his job, what we asked him to do. And he ended up being hired by a federal agency because he had, strong technical skills as well. So he's out there somewhere on the other side of the fence, and, that was a good outcome.
Well, good. Is there anything else you guys would like to add?
I think just there's more to criminal justice than criminal justice. Mr. White is so great about, accepting everybody into the program and then just making, whatever they want to do, he finds a way to get them into it. I mean, it's incredible, the kind of connections and this I think this club is a family. Yeah. And we come together and we just make stuff happen. So if anybody's interested, not even in criminal justice, I mean, I certainly really wasn't until I got into this club. So it's just a fun time to come together and learn about our community and learn about what our law enforcement does. So yeah, it's a 9 to recommend.
This past weekend we did a video shoot with Mr. Hill and Miss Swartz. And the issue was Ms. Swartz actually ended up breaking a bottle over the assistant principal's head this weekend. Mm-hmm. And we're going to use that to prosecute her because we like to prosecute a teacher every year. Mm-hmm. And the question is, was it aggravated assault or was it self-defense? And so this video will be coming out and aired on BNN right after the break, and you'll see how violent Miss Swartz was.
All right, we look forward to seeing that. Yeah, thank you so much. And thank you, Ella, Takara, and Caitlin for joining us. And Mr. White, we appreciate you.
Of course, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Before we drop our next episode, be sure to go to our Instagram and give us a follow at MJ_BearTalk. If you would like to hear us feature a topic or leave us a news tip, drop it in our Dropbox outside BE 118. Here are a few notices before we catch you on our next episode. Yearbook will have a yearbook sale for Thanksgiving today and tomorrow during lunches. Please see them during lunch this week. Our basketball teams play Paige tonight at home. PTSO will have a holiday market for local vendors on campus this Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. The yearbook staff needs to hear from you. Grade-specific surveys can be found at goldenleafyearbook.com and scrolling to our posts at the bottom of the homepage. Grades are due today for our next progress report. These will be posted soon on Skyward. Mrs. Holloway is looking for overdue library items. If you have checked out something that is now overdue, please see her in the library. We will have a winter door decorating contest the week we return from break during Focus Class. Focus classes must be completed by Friday, and judging will be on December 9th. We at Bear Talk wish you the best, most reflective Thanksgiving holiday. Remember to tell us what you are most thankful for on our Instagram story at MJ_BearTalk. That's all we have for you this week. Remember to love each other, MJ, and have a very great day.